Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. Become Ivor, the Engine Nomad, a legendary Viking raider on a quest for glory. Explore England's dark ages as you raid your enemies, grow your balls, settlements, and build your political power. Yes, guys, Assassin's Creed is going all Viking now. Now, this is an interesting one because I'm English. I live in England, and the Vikings they enslaved our population. They were the second big army to enslave us. The Romans enslaved us. So, yeah, I don't know why I said all that, but there's some history for you. Anyway, let's start with the graphics. They don't look great. They just look like an Assassin's Creed AAA game from 2020. It doesn't look any better than the last year's game. They're not going to blow your mind. The game ran well. There's plenty to turn on and off if your system's struggling with it. I didn't have any issues at all, but I was only running 1080p, 60 frames a second, simply for editing purposes. When I did switch off and ramp it all up, it was running fine as well. Nothing to write home about, and certainly nothing looking at it makes me go, wow, these graphics are just incredible. They're just like a AAA 2020 game. Nothing outstanding, but they're not crap at the same time. And the English countryside does look fair and green and nice. It does in this. That's before they had wind farms in every fucking field. So you play a Viking and you start off in Norway, and there's a lot of clan warfares going on in Norway. There's a lot of Norwegians already. Vikings have already headed to England and set up settlements in England. You haven't. You're still in Norway simply because it's a tutorial, and you're sorting out the in-clan fighting, and you end up joining Harald Hardrada, who is the king of Norway. He's the one that eventually comes over to England and gets his arse kicked off our King Harold Godwinson at the Battle of Stamford Bridge. And then, if you want even more of a history, 3 weeks later, after defeating the Vikings, we got our asses kicked off the Normans at the Battle of Hastings. But anyway, you start off in Norway. It's all snowmen and snow and all that kind of stuff. You learn the ropes of combat, of looting, of working your way around the map, the perk tree and all of that kind of stuff before the big real deal starts when you get over to England. And when you get to England, it is a different ball game because you have your very own settlement and you have to build that up from nothing at the beginning of the game. And you do that by raiding monasteries. In the monasteries, there's a special type of loot, and this loot is used to build new buildings. You can't build them very fast because there's not many monasteries around at your power level. Now, let's look at the power level. This is how powerful you are as a fighter. And as you level up and you get XP points, perk points if you like, when you put them into the perk tree, you will get more power. When you get better gear and upgrade your gear, you will get more power. And each zone in the English map is sort of set to a specific power level, starting at 20, then moves up to 55 and 100 and 160 and all of that. So you know that if you go into these areas, which you can, you're going to meet enemies of that power level. So you have to be careful that you don't bite off more than you can chew, so to speak. Make sure your power level's right for the area that you're actually raiding and ransacking. And like I say, you do most of that through the perk tree. And I like the perk tree because you've got 3 different types of tree. There's melee, assassins, like stealthy and ranged. But it doesn't really matter whether you go deep into one and not into the others. You still become formidable as a stealther, as an archer, and as melee. The only time that you'll gimp yourself is if you hardly put anything in one tree, for example, and put everything into the other trees, then you are going to suck in that one. But if you put just a few in, get a little bit of a sprinkling going on, you'll still be powerful at all 3 things. So it's about balance, but then speccing more into what you really, really want. And I like that. I think it's a great tree as well because you get different armor sets. There's Raven, there's Bear, there's Wolf. And as you go around the actual perk tree, you will come across a perk which buffs everything of the Wolf or everything of the Raven. So they're really powerful perks to put in. Also as well, you can put perks to get an extra adrenaline bar, which is what's used for your special attacks, which I'll come to in a second when I'm talking about the combat. So you can get more of them, which is absolutely essential when you're playing this game as well. All of them are found in the perk tree. I really do like the perk tree in this game. You can also respec it anytime you like as well, which is great. So after you've raided a few monasteries, got a load of loot, you can come back to your settlement and decide which building you want to build. A hunter building's a great start because that gives you access to legendary beasts that you can kill and come back and get stuffed by the taxidermist, stuff like that. You also get different quests off them as well. There's your Assassin's Creed hut, which is, you know, where you have to find out who are the Order and start, that's the same in all Assassin's Creed games, you start assassinating them. There's a Seer's hut which gives you spirit dreams, you can go to Asgard and do quests there as well. There's fishing huts, there's a stable which allows you to switch out between different beasts. I'm riding a wolf at the minute, which looks absolutely stupid. And over your course of the game, it's 60 hours long, you will build up your entire settlement by raiding endless monastery after endless monastery. Now, to do raids, you need to be good at the combat. Now, the combat is pretty straightforward. Light attack, heavy attack, and then you've got your abilities. You have 4 abilities for archery and 4 abilities for melee. And these are brought from a pool of abilities that you will find as you uncover secrets around the map. You will get new abilities. But as you can only have 4 in melee and 4 in ranged, you've got to choose your own playstyle. I mean, you might want to be a stealthy assassin with a bow and arrow, which is fine, you can be that, or you just want to be a berserking mental Viking dual wielding axes, you can do that as well. And these abilities are really, really fun. I love the abilities in this game. The combat on paper looks great. The problem is it's just piss easy. It's really, really easy. And it's just a shame that they've made it this way. I mean, I was fighting people way higher than my level and, you know, using the dodge, which is pretty much 100% of the time works, and then just go straight in with a heavy attack, which is really powerful because it knocks them on the arse. And I've got this ability which is a stamp on the face ability when they're on their arse. You can't really lose. It's just very, very casual, this game. Now, hey, look, let's not knock it for being casual, because it's nice to have some games that aren't Dark Souls. It's nice to have a casual game that you can just sit down and play and not have to worry too much about dying. I mean, I've played this on hard and medium. I didn't really find a great deal of difference. I mean, you take a bit more damage, but it's still easy on hard, and it's very easy on medium. So it's just one of them games that's going to take you like forever to get to the end. You do the same thing over and over again. You can explore the land and do a few fun quests that, you know, take the sting out of the endless bloody raiding. But overall, it's just a very casual long grind. Now, the reason I say grind is because you're grinding XP. XP gives you skill points. Skill points improves your power level. But you also need to upgrade your gear. Now, I like what they've done with the gear. There's not a lot of gear in this game. I mean, yeah, there's a few weapons you pick up, but it's not like Division or a game like that where you're constantly getting like 30 weapons a mission. You're not getting anything like that. You might find a few different armor sets and a few different weapons, but you're encouraged to keep the weapons that you like and just upgrade them. But to do that, you've got to find the right ingots, and they are very, very hard to find, and you have to grind all over the place just to get them. But there's a shop where you can buy materials with real money. You see, the biggest problem with Assassin's Creed Valhalla is it's got this big artificial bloated kind of middle to the game where you have to find loads of materials to upgrade all your gear. But hey, there's a shop where you can go and spend real money to buy all these materials to save you searching all over the land so you can upgrade all your gear to piss through the fucking levels. That's the problem. This big bloat, this big grind shouldn't really be there. This game should have been 25 to 30 hours max, not 60. And this is my biggest problem with the game. I've been playing it now for 2.5 days, and I'm kind of like, well, I'm pretty much done with it now. I know what I'm doing now. I know the kind of way it works. I know the combat's just very casual. I know I'm just running around doing the same old. I've had great fun, guys, doing the stuff that I've done so far, but now I'm like, I'm not having fun anymore. And the game, I believe, should now be coming to its climactic end. I'm not even at the halfway mark yet. I'm just approaching halfway, guys. And the thought of me having to play another 35 hours doing this, I'm sorry, f*** off. No way, because that's not fun. That's not fun. That's the problem with it. It's just ridiculously long, this game. And that's great if you're doing lots of different stuff in 60 hours, but when you're doing the same thing over and over again, nah. No way. Hell no. I mean, the story's pretty interesting. I mean, I did like the story because it's set in England and it's set during a time which I'm very interested in historically. You can switch between a man and a woman at any time. You can play as a woman or as a man. But, you know, I played as a woman because there was a part where it says, do you want nudity on or off? So I says on, and I was hoping that I'd find another woman so they can get some lesbians going, you know. But you can't say that. Yes, I can, because it's true. No wonder you get into trouble, Mac. The English are portrayed as bastards, which is hilarious considering it was the Vikings that were the bastards. It's just nuts the way that this is all kind of... And the accents are so awful. The English speak as if they are currently in 2020 going to Oxford or Cambridge University.
It is impressive, truly. England is half the size of Norway, and yet we have 4 kings for our 4 kingdoms.
You see? How could I not be impressed? No, Harold is a good man with grand ideas. I can see that now.
I am only 6 years his junior and have yet to see my first battle. I cannot imagine the skill and cunning he has.
The first time I heard the accent, I was like, what the hell? Do you really think we all talk like that? There's only about 3% of the population talk like that. And that's because, do you know why? It's because there's a silver spoon rammed so far up their fucking arse that it makes them talk like, one has one silver spoon up one's arse. And can I just say, guys, it is riddled with bugs, this game. Absolutely riddled with bugs. The amount of bugs I've found in this, it's just crazy. Quality control, where are you? So there you go, guys. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yes, it can be fun, but will eventually get boring and boring and boring as the game just goes on and on and on and on without an end in sight, guys. And that's a shame. That's a shame.
No!